Right, so on Thursday, pretty certain it was Thursday, yeah, Thursday morning, I royally fucked up my foot. So today I was planning on doing nothing, perhaps eating crisps and just chilling out and watching endless repeats of terrible, terrible TV. But the problem is that it's such a nice day out. Which I'm really fucking annoyed about. So the plan for today now is I'm gonna make some sushi, which I'll show you later. I actually had plans on seeing some friends today, but as I can't walk, I'm gonna have to cancel that. But I am gonna go into my car and probably head over to the New Forest with shit food in hand. And when I say shit food, I'm talking like great food, like crisps and chocolate and stuff. And I will show you my journey. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's not really a cloud in the sky. So yeah, I'll see you in a moment. So I haven't quite worked out how I'm gonna make sushi and film it at the same time. I think this is going to be really problematic, but I will give it a bloody good go. So, as promised, I was going to show you how to make the best sushi in town. I think I may have oversold it, but we will just go with it. So essentially what you need nori seaweed, which you can get anywhere. Like initially, before I even contemplated making sushi, I thought it was going to be really, really difficult finding it, but I found it in my local supermarket, so that was fine. And then sushi rice, which I've already made because it takes whilst it only takes about 10 minutes to cook, in an ideal world you should have the sushi rice cold, so it takes about an hour and a half to actually cool it. So obviously I wasn't going to film that process because it's going to be, it would have been really, really dull. No one wants to see that. And then a variety of filling. So here I've just got lettuce, beetroot, cucumber, excuse me. As I was saying, you just need 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice. So if you want a shit ton of rice, just go to town, but just make sure that the ratio is right. So see, I'm not very good at describing like measurements and like quantities, but I would describe that, I suppose, a shit ton of rice. And what you have to do, you have to put it in the corners and leave about an inch at the bottom and an inch at the top, which will just allow you to roll it, and then it will of course stick together, which obviously is one of the main objectives. So you just pop that in the corners as much as you possibly can. Then you can essentially just choose any filling that you want. So like I said, I've got a bit of lettuce, so I'll pop a bit of lettuce in. Pop some beetroot in. Usually they're smaller, but I can be bothered. You're going to be at a massive advantage when you do it because you're going to have 2 hands. Unless of course you're disabled, and that's really insulting. But anyway, yeah, so if you roll half of it and then try and keep it as tight as you possibly can, and then just roll it like you would dough. And then if you have left that inch of both the top and the bottom, it just sticks naturally, which is exactly what you want. And then you just cut it, and that's it. Job done. And then pop it on a nice plate, and then you can go to town. So what I tend to do, I tend to have soy sauce over it, and bon appetit. See, that looks alright, doesn't it? It looks pretty decent. Enjoy. So I decided to drive to the forest as I said I would, and it's stunning, and I'm actually surprised I don't spend more time out here. I'm really fortunate to have this essentially on my doorstep. Like, look at this, look. In fact, I'll put down my window. It's just beautiful. I don't think you can see it very well. Yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, it's just really lovely. And I should come down here more often. It's just quite, whilst it's really nice, it is, I don't know, it's the fact of going to the New Forest by yourself, it's just a bit lonely sometimes, isn't it? So I'm gonna have to make some really nice friends from that meetup group and suggest about going to the New Forest with a picnic and stuff, particularly when it gets warmer. I'd love that. But yeah, so what have I done today? I went to Waitrose. I don't usually go to Waitrose, but it's on the way to New Forest, and I love it in there. It's kind of my happy place. So I got loads of food which I'm gonna like munch on later. Predominantly I've just got lots of nachos. So I haven't been particularly healthy at all. Or at least have no intention of being healthy today. But there's something that I needed to talk about, but there's something that I wanted to talk about. There's this video titled "Why Vegetarians Are Annoying," something along those lines, which of course annoyed me, but I thought, you know what, I'll just watch it, let's see what he has to say for himself. And I think the reason why that video annoyed me more so than other videos, you know, which state that veganism's shit and not really having much content, was that Hank, he was very conscious, he was very aware of all the factors that, like all of the negative factors that a meat diet has, not only upon your, you know, your health, but upon the animals, and you know, the disgusting treatments which the animals have to go through, and you know, slaughterhouses and all of those fine things. But the main reason that, like, there's a variety of reasons why I'm vegan, but the main reason is because of the environment. Like, I am a massive environmentalist, and what annoyed me about this video was that he was fully aware of the negative implications that one's diet has upon, you know, your environment. Like, he was aware, he still chose to eat meat. And he actually calls himself an environmentalist. Like, he has a YouTube channel and a blog which encourages people to look after the environment, which is all very well, but then you can't go around and eat meat. Like, you can't call yourself an environmentalist and then choose to consume steak. Like, the two are completely and utterly at conflict at one another. So you can't do that unless you're a massive hypocrite, which clearly Hank Green is. And then the way he ended the video was that, oh, he's going to continue eating meat because he's not perfect. Well, I don't think vegans state that they are perfect. I have so many flaws and imperfections to my personality, but because of that, I don't go round eating pig. I just think that, you know, everyone has flaws, everyone has, you know, areas that they want to work on, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow that to dictate what I consume. The reason I consume what I do consume is because I want to walk through life knowing that I am doing my absolute best for the environment. But I'm not perfect, and I just think that was it's a really piss poor get out clause. And if you just, like, I'd much rather he would say, you know what, I just don't care. It's fine. You're clearly a prick, but yeah, fine, you're entitled to your opinion. But to suggest that, you know, he is not perfect and therefore other people don't need to be perfect either, and he's going to continue eating the way that he eats, just, fuck off. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it apart from the fact that it really annoyed me. Like, how can one individual be fully aware of, you know, all the negative things that are going on around him based upon what he eats, and yet he still eats that way, despite the fact that there's an alternative that's healthier and easy. So I don't get it. I don't get it at all. People, eh? Just a bunch of bastards.